Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Zalfى, and we are going to shed light on other aspects or other phases of the Palestinian poetry. We'll talk about the period while and after Second Intifada, which was in the year 2000. As the Second Intifada erupted in the year 2000, and the internet becoming popular and the peace process was crumbling, the changing of political scene the changing of the political scene that witnessed the burial of the peace process, the general sense of disappointment, and the continuation of a brutal occupation, another generation of young writers of prose poems emerged. As we previously said, that poetry in Palestine aligned with the events, political or social, in Palestine, in the Arab world, and in the world. Although the issue of occupation and loss of rights persisted to appear in the Palestinian poetry, it appeared that these topics were pushed backward to make room for personal perspectives and individual concerns. Prose poems, which are poems not written in verse, on traditional verse lines, became powerful. It means at the artistic level and the form, a big change happened to the Palestinian poem. These young writers are not ashamed to tackle sensitive issues or even taboos. Taboos, it means forbidden by religion. More importantly, they fully realized that liberation of mind is essential to national liberation and to the artistic poetic quality. So new ideas, new items, a new way of thinking, liberation of mind, it is an important issue that appeared in the young generation after a while and after Second Intifada's poetry. Now, another type of poetry is zajal. Also, zajal is a way of speaking which has a certain music, and it is improvised by the speakers. This zajal is a traditional form of improvised popular poetry that is common in the North Africa and in the Levant or Syria region, and practiced in Palestine until today, mainly in the north. So the zajal, you know the zajal, everyone knows it. It's a type of musical speech, okay, with rhyme and rhythm, okay. Zajal is recited at social occasions such as weddings and at times performed as friendly duel between two zajalin. The one who says zajal زجال or زجالين. It is based partly on improvisation, and partly on memorization of repeated formulas with a certain music, and the reciting is semi-sung. Okay, various styles and genres such as hadda, ataba, mejana, and Rosanna can all be recognized under zajal, which is the popular improvised oral poetry. So as zajal, if you have to define it, is the popular improvised oral poetry. Now, at last we want to see the themes of the Palestinian poetry. Palestinian poets often write about the common themes of a strong affection and sense of loss and longing for the lost homeland. In a poem about Israeli bombing of Lebanon, published in the Palestinian magazine Al-Carmel, Mahmoud Darwish wrote about the war in Lebanon. Smoke rises from me. Smoke rises from me. You see the prose poetry. Okay, you see the prose poetry, how it is written. Smoke rises from me. I reach out a hand to collect my limbs scattered from so many bodies. Now people are scattered everywhere, killed, besieged from land and sky and sea and language. Now, they were besieged, fire were allowed, or they were bombed from all sides, from the land, from the sky, from the sea, and from by those foreigners, the Jews, who speak a different language from us. The last plane has taken off from Beirut airport and left me in front of the screen to watch with millions of viewers the rest of my death. So he says that he's left alone to complete the death of all people, all Palestinian people in Beirut. As for my heart, I see it roll like a pine cone from Mount Lebanon to Gaza. And he says that this death is everywhere in Lebanon, where Palestinians are killed in Sabra and Shatila and in other camps. And it is also moving towards the south, towards Gaza, to kill other people. Death everywhere. So it is an image of the Palestinian life. So we can see that the focus of the Palestinian poetry is the suffering, the land, longing to return to Palestine, resistance, inciting people to resist, and so on, as we took the examples here, being proud of challenging the Israeli brutal forces. All of these themes have been persisting in the Palestinian poetry. Thank you.